Good evening, Gooners, wherever in the world you may be. An absolute garbage first half, but a second half fight back for the ages. Or did it age us? Here we go. Welcome, boys and girls, wherever in the world you may be. This is the Arsenal, West Ham versus Arsenal post-game show. Welcome back, PG.
Hey, feels like we've won, even though we haven't.
Oh, God, okay. Here we go. Welcome back to the show. Also, Super Kevin Campbell.
Boom! They're going to be the death of us, Soph. PG. They're going to be the death of us.
Death and age. Death and age.
Big
That's
time.
it.
I mean, they made my hair stand on end a little bit more than the haircut I've had recently. I'm just saying. Wow. If you're a neutral, that was a brilliant game to watch.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. I'm putting some quotes up now from the squaddies. Good evening to everyone in the chat. Thanks so much for joining us.
Mark, that's right. What the F was that? It's true. It's true.
This one, another uneventful 90 minutes.
Honestly, I swear, I mean, at half time, I was thinking I'd take 3-0, laughing, thinking it was never going to happen. But honestly, I think George Graham was in the changing rooms at half time. That's all I'm going to say.
This is great.
Out,
this
like,
one, PG. Look, so when I die, it will say cause of death.
I can see Steve Ellis. Yeah, you're 53. I'm 51. I feel like 91. And I had my bloody jab yesterday as well. My arm's aching. I don't feel right. And they go and do that. We need to just go from the goalkeeper on, I think.
All right. So look, I'm just going to try and put as many of these comments. Thanks to everyone who's joining us in live chat. I think we all need a nap after that. That was
we should have 5 minutes of the
we should just have 5 minutes of this.
5
right?
minutes of this.
Let's go with this.
Brilliant.
We got people who are proud of the team for making a comeback. We got people who want to kill them all.
That's it. Why would you put me through this?
Oh my God. Our WhatsApp group, by the way, got a little heated at points in terms of defending players and managers. And, I mean, let's just get through it. Yeah, you need a nap. All right, let's just go. So here's the scoop. There's player ratings for the first half today and player ratings for the second half. And let me just tell you, my player ratings for the first half, universal,
zero. That way. Come on.
No. Zero. No, wait. We have to talk about the first half performance.
Of course we do, but we're not
rating them on first.
We're not rating them. No way. I've got my total here.
All right. I'm just saying the first half was garbage.
Yeah, well, we know
Do you know what, Sophie? It was garbage, and we still should have gone in only a 1 goal down. Saka should have stuck that one away.
Oh, shouldn't he just have? I was arguing with Carlo.
I'm telling you, it's mad. The game is this Arsenal team. I'm telling you, it's going to be the death of us.
Don't you think COVID sent us all mental, and our team as well? Honestly, I can't believe we've done it. I cannot believe I'm sitting here. I was thinking when we were 3-0 down.
We've done it. What have we done?
We pulled it back. Well, we didn't lose. Okay. So
we didn't
3-0 down away from home.
This is where we're at right now as a team. We didn't lose against.
You seriously can't be happy that we?
I'm not happy. Like Dominic, not happy at all. Let's get on with it then. All right, let's go.
Jesus.
Let's talk about if we go player by player, then that will take us through. Listen, we all agree. Do we not all agree?
At South London's finest. Just go and have a look at South London's finest.
Where is it?
He's just said what Lacazette has come out and said.
Well, where is it? I can't. There's so many people in chat. Lacazette has just come out and said the players didn't respect the tactics of the coach.
There we go. They bloody did at half time.
Garbage. Didn't respect what tactics? In the first half, we were playing a long ball. When did that start?
Exactly. You obviously didn't listen to Arteta, did they?
Oh my God. He changes. Okay, so Mr. Teflon Arteta gets the pass once again. So he gets. Well,
you're blaming him in the first half, but not praising him in the second half.
No,
I don't really get it.
Hold on a second. You in our WhatsApp group said these players need to look at themselves in the mirror.
Yeah, because he's not one kicking a ball.
When we make the comeback, it's Arteta, and not the players.
No, I haven't. I've said Arteta.
Nonsense.
I've said the players. Lacazette has come out and said we didn't respect his tactics.
No, maybe he didn't pick some of the right players at the start. And like we said,
let's argue about Lacazette saying what Lacazette said.
Aubameyang shouldn't be anywhere near this team right now. All right, let's start. Let's go. There's 251 in live chat. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. I agree with MK. I don't think that he started off. I don't hate Arteta. I'm so sick of this. Why can't I criticize him? Why can't anyone criticize him?
Because you do criticize him a hell of a lot, like you've just done.
Oh my God, please.
And it comes across like that.
No, so but he got it wrong, and then his subs got it right. So he got it wrong in the first half. His selection wasn't right.
But Lacazette's just said he
come out
and said he didn't respect him.
Why is he so Teflon? Why can't I criticize Arteta? Everyone can criticize players and everything. Don't me, please. I don't hate Arteta. I don't have an agenda against Arteta. I just think that at the start of the game, he got it wrong, and we were proven. It was proven. We went 3-0 down.
Sophie,
and then he changed stuff.
Can I ask a question then? Can I ask you a question? Did he get it wrong, or did the players get it wrong?
Lacazette just said the players got it wrong.
Now, hold on, PG. Did he get it wrong, or did the players get it wrong?
He got it wrong partly because Aubameyang shouldn't be anywhere near that team. Right now, he's not in the right head. He's not in the right mindset and everything. And I think that it's okay to say it's a little bit of both. He got it wrong, and the players weren't great. They weren't ready. They weren't engaged. And I'm not being funny, but he also switched. What do you mean I didn't say that?
You didn't say that before. You said Arteta got it wrong. You didn't say Arteta.
Why can't I also say that the players weren't performing in the first half?
I'm saying.
Okay, have a go at Sophie for having a fucking go.
No, hold on a minute. No, hold on a minute. When people write stuff on there and make a comment, and then you say, "Why can't I criticize the manager?" I'm saying to you, you said it was the manager got it wrong. You didn't say the manager and the player. You didn't say the manager and the players got it wrong.
Isn't it obvious that the players got it wrong?
No, how is it obvious? Because you never said that. That's why.
Don't yell at me. Why are you yelling?
You're yelling.
I'm not yelling.
You are. You have been yelling. But I'm saying that's why people put that them comments down. Because you didn't say Arteta and the players got it wrong.
I'm actually getting really sick of the fact that if you just say that Arteta gets it wrong, you can say whatever you like, that it comes across that I don't like him. You can say whatever you want. It's okay for everyone to laud him and credit him. But if I criticize him for maybe, picking Aubameyang again when he shouldn't, maybe Martinelli deserved a chance. Pepe changed the game when he came on too. I mean, it's crazy. I'm sick of it, to be quite honest with you. So let's just get on with the player ratings. And now people telling me to calm down again. Why should I calm down? I'm not the one yelling.
Right. Yeah, but you are. So let's calm.
Yelling.
You have been, babe. Just let's do the ratings, okay?
Wow. Okay, go on then.
Right, let's start with Leno. For me, first goal, I don't know what he was doing. Yes, the players switched off. For me, it went under his body. He wasn't even ready.
Second goal, yeah? Second. That was the second.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, second goal.
The first goal, Lingard. Well, it was a great shot, but it was poor by our defence. But it was a great shot. Leno he had no chance with that. The second goal, none of them were ready. They're all arguing, and West Ham take a quick free kick. Leno's not even ready, and he goes under his body, and bang, we're 2-0 down. I've given Leno a 6.5 today because he did save us about 10 minutes before the end or 5 minutes before the end with a great save that I think we were at 3-3 then. So for me, Leno, 6.5.
From that Declan Rice run.
Yeah.
When he went through and he saved it.
It was all us second half. I know we'll get to that, but it was all us. But then there was about 5 minutes. There was... Sorry, can I just finish? Right, for 5 minutes, it was a bit West Ham. They came us. They weren't in the game from 45 minutes till about 82, 83. And then I thought, this is going to be so Arsenal. We get 3-3 and we could go and lose this. That would have been the Arsenal of old. So, 6.5 for me on Leno.
Yeah. Listen, I'm going to give Leno a 6 because I think he was at fault for that second goal.
Yeah,
he did make a good save, but truthfully, he didn't really have a lot to do. When you actually look at the game, we were poor in the first half. 100% we were poor. But Leno didn't have a lot to do, but pick 3 balls out of his goal and make a couple of saves. So I'm going to give him a 6, Soph.
Cool. I'll give him a 6 too. Next player.
Chambers. PG.
Oh. Well, he is being close to my man of the match. I have to say, 2 assists. He's up there. Yeah. He's up there. I can't choose between him and Lacazette. I'll have to at the end, but I thought he was phenomenal today. I just honestly thought, I know we've argued about the own goal. For me, it was a beautiful cross in. He made the West Ham player make that touch that came an own goal. But if he wouldn't have touched it, Aubameyang was standing there. And as I said, I think he would have just tapped it in, chested it in, headed it in. It would have gone in. That's how I feel. So Chambers was immense. And as we said at the beginning, you know, obviously changed it for the aerial height. I really rated him today, actually. I mean, I don't know. I can't believe people are giving him a 5. I can see 9s, 10s. Everyone's got a major opinion on this. I've gone for 8.5 for Chambers. I do believe that he was brilliant today. Brilliant. So 8.5 for me.
I'll give Chambers a 6. Who's next?
I'm giving Chambers 8 because he didn't start off the game very well. I agree with that. But someone who, listen, he made 2 goals and he saved one at the end from Lingard a couple of times as well, where he nearly got in. So I'm going to give him an 8. I thought that was a really improved performance. He was bad for half an hour, but he was good for an hour. So I'm going to give him an 8.
Okay, so let's talk about Louise. Soph, what do you think of Louise?
I'm not a hater. Please.
Sorry? So stop answering them and not talk to us. Don't worry.
No,
about
I'm just saying. I really don't appreciate the fact that everyone gets passionate and everyone wears their heart on their sleeve. And just because I criticized Arteta for like 30 seconds saying that maybe he got the selection of the team wrong, people accusing me of yelling and being a hater. That's not right. So
okay, so let's leave the comments and let's talk about the players.
It's you and Kevin as well. Not only these guys. Now you fueled these guys to say that. That is not right. I'm not a hater.
Sophie, you're the one who mentioned Arteta. We didn't. You did.
Why can't I though?
Yeah, but you're saying we fueled it when you mention it. That's what the people in the chat do. They comment.
No, but that's not the point. The point is that I'm not a hater.
Don't blame me and PG for that, Sophie. Come on, don't blame me and PG
so when you guys get passionate and on your soapbox, it's okay. But when I criticize Arteta, it's not.
No, so hold on,
We're
Sophie.
not saying that. You can criticize him all you want.
No, I'm sorry.
PG,
but the
hold
thing
on.
is, Soph, everyone in the comments are saying that you don't like him, and that's fine.
PG,
it's not fine.
I have been on here and I've said my piece and people haven't agreed with it. People have put things in the chat, etc.
Yeah.
Well, but you just take it. You move on.
I am taking it, but I don't like being called a hater. That's not right. I am moving on.
Let's move on then. Let's move on.
Fine.
Right, I've asked you what you thought of David Luiz.
I'll give him a 6.
We'd like to know your reasons.
He was average.
Okay.
I'm gonna give David Luiz a 7 today, and I'll tell you why. Because first off, we were pouring for 30 minutes, but do you know what? For that hour, I thought he was outstanding. I thought he was driving the team forward. He was trying to organize us as best he can. So I'm going to give him a 7.
Okay, well, I'm in between you two. I gave him a 6.5. Listen, none of that defence were any good in the first half, were they? But they defended like their lives depended on it in the second half when it did come down our end, which wasn't much. So I'm going for 6.5 with Louise. Right, so our next one is Mari. Kev?
I thought Mari struggled a little bit today. I didn't think he was great. We'd seen him play a lot more consistent and a lot more comfortable. I thought he struggled. I thought West Ham, Lingard, etc. gave him a torrid time at times in the first half, especially. So I'm going to give Pablo Mari 6.
Okay, Soph?
I'll give him. I just don't think he's been great. I always feel uncomfortable when he's on the ball. He was very average today. I'll give him a 5.
Yeah, I've got him marked down as a 5. I don't know if I rate him. I'm not sure about him at the moment. Sometimes I
would
think
have played Gabriel. Another choice that was wrong.
I think that he was panicky today, if I'm honest. I think they're all panicky in the first half anyway. But yeah, Mari got a 5 from me. Okay, so one of our favourites, Tierney. Tierney for me, honestly, he's like a warrior. I love him. He gets an 8 from me. I think, do you know what I think? I would be very upset if we didn't see Tierney in the team sheet. I'd be devastated. I just think he gives us everything. We need the attitude of Tierney 11 times over. He's going to get an 8 from me. I can't keep saying the same things every week about him. Kev?
I'm going to give Tierney a 7.
Okay.
I thought he was okay. He gave us a bit more oomph in this, especially second half. He does provide us with something down the left, but he was one of those players as a defender who switched off for their second goal. You know, they all went dead. Lingard used his brain and played fast, and we were out of position. And that was really Kieran Tierney's position where the player was. So I'll give Tierney a 7.
He did have a fantastic block as well, right?
Yeah, double block.
Yeah. So
Tierney's giveaway was the result of the second goal. He passed it, and then the cross, the Antonio header that was deflected by Souček. I thought he was average today. I think he's been average in the last couple games, and gets a 5.
Wow. Right. Okay. Partey. What'd you give him, Soph?
I thought we substituted the wrong midfielder today. I think Thomas Partey needs to stop shooting or practice his shooting like most Arsenal fans. Gives the ball away too much, had no command in the midfield in the first half, definitely improved in the second. But I think we've seen 2 inconsistent games from him, inconsistent games since he's come back from injury, and he hasn't been that great. So for me, Partey gets a 5.
Kev?
Thomas Partey, for me, gets an 8 today. The way he plays the ball between the lines, nobody else in our team could do that. Nobody else anywhere can do that in our midfield. He's the one. He is the catalyst to get us playing. If you watch the game and you watch the way he plays that ball into Ødegaard, so Ødegaard could turn, and there was some great passes into Lacazette as well. I think we may say he gives the ball away because he's trying to be positive at times, etc. But I'm telling you now, for me, Kieran Tierney, Thomas Partey, Partey gets an 8.
Yeah. Partey gets a 7 for me, and he has to stop shooting. He has to stop shooting, or he's got to practice it, because they're getting worse and worse and worse. But I disagree. So if we all were talking about this in Twitter, Xhaka was the right. Sorry?
Of course.
Xhaka was the right one to come off. We didn't need 2 DMs. You're never going to take Partey off over Xhaka. But yeah, he gets. It's a shame, really, because I want one of his shots to go in. It'd be amazing. But he's so far away from goal, Kev. He's got to stop shooting.
Well, listen, if he stops shooting, right, and passes it, the opportunity is going to come back to him. So he's got to take the shot. Yeah, he hasn't been getting his shots on, but we've seen that before. Let's be honest. We've seen that before. And to be able to score from where he's going to be looking to score from is difficult. It's not easy. So, you know, I just think today actually shone a light on Granit Xhaka, because we weren't athletic enough to play between them or run past them. That's why he took Granit Xhaka off.
Okay, well, we're going to talk about Xhaka, so carry on.
Yeah, I give Granit Xhaka today a 6. I thought Granit Xhaka was okay. First half wasn't great. Second half, he was a lot better when we started dominating. But again, there's not really any creativity from Xhaka. That's why I think took him off and brought some other legs on. Smith Rowe, etc. comes on, and they make a difference.
Okay, so what's your number for Xhaka, sorry?
6.
Soph?
I mean, no one played really well today. For me, no one gets a high mark. So Xhaka, I thought, did the basics, very slow, exposed in the first half, all the things that we know about him, not particularly great. And by the way, welcome to 520 plus of you live in chat for the West Ham versus Arsenal post-game show. Really appreciate you joining us. Be as honest as you can be in chat. Let rip. It was, for me, one of those games where we escaped. And Xhaka, I'm sure, will be a fall guy again. And people will point the finger at him, but he's not the reason we lost. But regardless, not lose. A good game.
That's the problem.
Feels like we lost.
It feels like we won.
It feels like we West Ham lost.
You guys feel differently to me. That's how I feel. I feel like it's a game that we should have won, and it feels like we lost. Okay, so I'll give Xhaka a 5 because I just don't think he had a great game, and his speed and the way West Ham went at us in the first half, he was really exposed. And Thomas Partey couldn't really do much either to combat that. So it was tough.
I think I'm giving Partey a 6. Partey, sorry, I got my little notes there. I'm giving Xhaka a 6. It's Xhaka, in it, passing backwards, sideways, when he just slows the game down for me anyway. But it was tough in their midfield, and we have to give West Ham some credit. Yeah. They were excellent. First half, they were phenomenal. Best West Ham I've seen against us, that's for sure. So I thought
football's an emotional game. There you go.
Sorry?
Yeah, carry on, PG. Go on.
No, you're right. Going. It is emotional, and people know that. Yeah, they've got to know that.
Oh, I didn't see what was written. Sorry, I was talking.
Comment.
Said football's an emotional game, Sophie. No, of course it is, but Sophie's entitled to an opinion. Her own opinion.
Keep going. As am I.
No, of course. Well, everyone. That's the whole point. Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Anyway, so I don't know. Right, I'll just give Xhaka what did I say?
Give him a 6. You gave him a 6.
Sorry, yeah, I was looking 6. Right, let's go on to Saka. Soph?
Thought he was poor again. I don't think he's been good. I think we've always talked on this show about how he needs a rest. He missed 2 chances that could have changed the trajectory of the first half. It did not happen. And, for me, he gets a 5. Just not good enough. Here's the problem. We've set him up at such a high barometer that when he doesn't play well, it's really feels terrible. It feels like he's actually playing worse than he is because he's set the standard so high. But in the last few games, he's been poor, and I wouldn't have played him today. Another mistake from Arteta, in my humble opinion. I would have rested him. He's going to go off and play international football. And I just wouldn't. I would have given today's game to Pepe. So 5 for Saka.
I thought Saka was terrible today. I even commented to Carl. I kept saying this is the worst I've seen him play. So for me, he can only get a 5 maximum. It's just such a shame. I think he's been overplayed now. I think he needs a rest, and I don't want him to go away with England next week. I want him off for a couple of weeks, and I want a fresh Saka back because Sophie's right. He's not doing it. Fresh is what we need.
There won't be no fresh Saka coming back from international duty.
I know, but I don't want him going. I'm hoping that they get.
But he will be going.
I know.
That's the problem.
But then maybe.
And look, we're seeing remnants of what we've been discussing all season.
Yeah,
he's been carrying the football club. He's been carrying the team, etc. And now, obviously, he's just come back from a hamstring. And when you come back from a hamstring, you are not quite at 100%, and we saw that today.
And he could have been apprehensive, couldn't he, Kev? Yeah, he's going to pull it, and
you're not quite there. He's not quite there
psychologically. And it's the worst I've seen him play. I don't think he's been bad the last few matches. I just think today was not good.
I give Saka. Hold on, I give Saka.
Oh, sorry, darling.
I give Saka a 5. I thought,
that's what I did. Yeah, I think we all agree on that. Right, one of our favourites, Ødegaard. Go on, Soph.
Man of the match. together with someone who's coming up in a little bit, once again proves how he's smarter than every other footballer on the pitch, has an intelligence that thinks forward beyond 2 or 3 passes. Just people like Aubameyang not up to his level in thinking, in football thinking. Imagine if there were better players around him too, what his potential could be, what he would look like. I think that he's just been a revelation since coming to the club. He's the only one with one other player that gets a mark above 5. So Ødegaard gets a 7 today, just for his effort and the fact that he was the only one, especially in the first half, trying to make things happen, trying to change the trajectory of the game, trying to make the most of the possession that we had. We had something like 388 passes, I think, overall. They had 100 and something. And he was at the heart of all of that. He's just a very special player. And unfortunately, the players around him today were not the same mentally.
Well, Lacazette was.
Well, I did say that, but we haven't got... That's me alluding to... I said there's only one other player. And we haven't got to that player yet.
You just said none of the players around him, and I think him and Lacazette were brilliant. But I've gone for Ødegaard. I've given him an 8. I think he is. I said this weeks ago. His brain is faster than everybody else. We need to sign him. But then we said that about Aubameyang, didn't we? And look what's happened. I just give up with that. We'll talk about that in a minute. Fantastic player. I love him. And his 2 set pieces with Louise, one of them's going to come off. You can see what he's trying to do. It's just not... I wish it wasn't Louise at the end of the set piece, the free kick, but it is. I love him. I absolutely adore everything. And I agree he was the only one first half. Him and Lacazette actually were the only ones fighting to try to absolutely get that ball up there, get some creativity. Ødegaard for me starts every game. He gets an 8. Kev?
Ødegaard, I thought after the first probably half an hour was absolutely outstanding. And I'm going to give him a 9. Anything that was happening around the box, anything that was good about Arsenal, he was the fulcrum of it. He was the main guy. And he's effortless, and Sophie's right. The way he uses his brain, we just haven't got enough players on his wavelength yet.
Yeah.
I honestly think that. And you know what? He's only a lone player. What would he be like? What would he be like if he was constantly, if he knew he was here? You know what I mean? He was settled. And I just think Mikel Arteta's going to try and move heaven and earth to sign him, because I think the kid's special. He's special. Mm-hmm. So again, 9. He gets a 9 for me.
Okay, we're going to end on Lacazette, but we're going to start with Aubameyang. I am just lost for words at the moment. I don't understand what's going on. I don't know if he needs a break from football, but he needs a break from that first 11. I can't believe I'm even saying this, but each game it's getting worse, and he needs to be not in the first 11. I don't like talking about players like this, and I'm not even talking about his salary, his wages, nothing, because it's irrelevant. But he's poor. Kev, I said to you weeks and weeks ago, how long do we persist?
Hold on a minute. You said weeks ago when he wasn't scoring, and then he started scoring.
I know, but he had 2 matches. It wasn't continuous.
Please don't bring up what happened then.
No, but I asked you weeks ago. Okay, but what I'm saying is, which was weird as well, why he was on the right. I didn't understand that. I know he swapped him, Arteta, to the left eventually, but
I think it was about Cresswell. I think it was going to be about Cresswell.
But that was bizarre. That didn't look right for a start. So I hate to say this, but he gets a 5 for me, and I don't really ever go that low with him. But I can't see what he brings any more to this team. He doesn't track back. He doesn't run for the ball.
Whoa. He did track back. He made a really good tackle today. So let's have it right.
Okay.
Lingard was great. Hold on. He's a right midfield. He's a right winger.
No, I understand that. No, I get that.
But you said he don't track back, but he does track back.
You can't have him in the team just for tracking back on one chance.
I'm not saying you can, but when you say he doesn't track back, he actually does track back. That's one thing he does do. But his all-round game isn't there.
No.
That I agree.
That's an understatement.
His all-round game is not there.
I'm actually going to give him a 4, because I think if I've given someone else a 5, I think he was the worst player on the pitch. So go on, Kev. Then you carry on with your Aubameyang.
No, listen. For me, we've had this discussion. Me and Sophie have had this discussion many a time. If he's not getting service, there ain't a lot he contributes at the top end of the pitch.
But he is getting service.
No, but he isn't getting service today. We're talking about today. He didn't get any service. He didn't really have a chance. He didn't really have much of a chance. I think one got blocked, but that's irrelevant. He didn't make the keeper make a save. We need more from him. We need a lot more. We need a lot more from Aubameyang. So I was pleasantly surprised when Arteta took him off. And it's funny, quite ironic, he takes him off and we score virtually straight away once he goes off. And he's part of the celebration. So
yeah,
look,
I wondered if he forgot to go off the pitch when he started. Yeah. I was like saying to Tony and my mate Beth, I'm like, wait, didn't we just sub him? What's he doing?
Yeah, Cole said that. I said he was off the pitch. They went to him,
was off the pitch walking round. So they scored that end. So listen, I'm going to give Aubameyang 5 today. Solely because he did do some work, but his work ain't good enough for the standards that he set. So he gets a 5.
I just don't think he put himself out there enough. I don't think he fought for it, Kev. When you can't score, go and do something else. Help the team out. But anyway, go on, Soph.
For me, I'm trying to keep up. 600 plus of you in live chat. Thanks so much for joining the Highbury squad. West Ham versus Arsenal. We scraped full in the second half, had a woeful first half. We appreciate you joining us. Let us know what you think. Trying to keep up with all these comments as the guys are chatting. Some brilliant stuff coming from all of you in chat. For me, Aubameyang should not be in this team right now. And it is not a popular opinion, but I know there are some Arsenal fans out there that do agree with me. When you show up late as captain for the North London derby and then you refuse to do a warm down and speed off in your car, unacceptable behaviour. That is not the behaviour of the Arsenal captain. He's had a terrible season. I know he's had challenges with his mum's health, but he was poor from the get-go. After he signed a ting, he's done nothing. And I say that, and I may make that a T-shirt, because it's true. And he offers nothing to this team. Kev and I have talked about it a lot when we're talking about player profiles and who suits where and how Arteta can integrate this team. And this is where I criticize Arteta, guys. When I say sometimes he tries to put square pegs in round holes, play the players that are in form, okay? Aubameyang is not in form. And we're going to get to Lacazette, but we play better a lot of the times without him this season. That doesn't mean we don't appreciate what he's done for us in the 2 previous seasons. But today you could argue the 2 worst players on the pitch were the 2 players who've saved us in the 2 previous seasons, and that's Leno's saves and Aubameyang's goals. But football changes very quickly. It's cyclical and it evolves. And Aubameyang has been abysmal. He's not a leader. He doesn't lead by example. He's not ingraining himself or trying to get into the game when he's out of the game. And when he's not scoring goals, he offers very little. And this may also be an unpopular opinion. And I think we're stuck with him. Who's going to buy him? I don't know. But I would keep Lacazette all day long because of the way he's improving in the Arteta system versus maybe what Aubameyang brought to the Arsenal team in the 2 previous seasons. So for me, Aubameyang today gets a 2.
I think that's fair enough. I sort of agree anyway with most of it. I just think he's becoming lazy. But anyway, right, next one. That's why I wanted to end on a high. Lacazette should never be sold. He is, every game he's improving. He's never been a bad player anyway. He just never got the recognition he deserved. I gave Lacazette an 8.5, and for many, many reasons, and not only for his lovely goal. And it really pissed me off that the commentator said it was an own goal. Slightly defected, ridiculous. Come on, give him some credit. The boy didn't stop all day. You can tell he's so Arsenal, the way he plays with that passion. I mean, the passion of it. The fact that he was gutted at 3-0 down. The fact that he wanted to continue. Him and Ødegaard, honestly brilliant. I keep saying the same thing. Lacazette comes before Aubameyang for me. And I would have been more upset if Aubameyang was in and Lacazette was out than Aubameyang out than Lacazette in most games now.
100%. 100%.
I can't see a place wasted in the 11 for Aubameyang. Now, and I say this regularly, and I'm being a bit hypocritical here, we don't actually know what goes on at the club. That is one of my favourite things to say. But I think we can see on the pitch that he's not doing it. All right, sorry, I've gone on to Aubameyang going, Lacazette. Right, Lacazette is doing it. You
just say whatever you want and how you want, PG, because it's very difficult because he's our captain and he's not
our captain.
No, I'm talking about, you mentioned Aubameyang.
No, he's not. No, so
I know.
He's not.
Very well put. He's not.
Yeah, he's not any captain. And do you know what? I feel bad because he celebrated at the end. He wants to win. I keep seeing it's a weird one with him because he's always happy and smiling. I know people are going to say, well, if you were earning 322 grand a week, you'd be happy and smiling. But Kev will tell you, the people listening, if you are not, I do digress sometimes. If you're not playing your football and scoring your goals as a footballer, £1 million a week won't make you happy. It's all about pride. I don't see the pride with him. I want him to come on that pitch and go for everything, Kev. Right, Lacazette, let's go back to him. Lacazette gives us everything that we need at the moment. He works with all of them. So 8.5. He is my man of the match with Chambers. I'm going to go Lacazette for man of the match. He just edges it for me. That's my thing. Right, Kev?
Lacazette for me gets 9.5. I thought Lacazette was outstanding all game. I thought he took the buffeting when we weren't playing well in the first half. A lot of that will go unnoticed because we were so bad. He was up there, and the one little bit of chink of light we really got all came through Lacazette.
Yeah.
Great ball into the box, great touch, great swivel. Took a little deflection, but what a fantastic finish. He got us back into the game. And if it wasn't for that, then we could step up just before halftime and, we created that chance for Saka, going at 3-1. Who knows what happened? Hopefully teacups were flying about and all that. Came out second half and we started putting it on them.
Yeah.
We started putting it on West Ham, and Lacazette, I thought, was outstanding. I'll give him a 9.5 today, and he was definitely our man of the match.
Yeah. Soph?
Led by example. Was a fighter, grinded for everything, does so much off the ball. Again, on this show, we talk so much about him being our version of Bobby Firmino, holds up the play well, integrates other players beautifully, takes his chances when he can. I love Kev. I don't know what you think about this, but I love the way he turns. He's one of those players that takes a touch and turns so quickly. You don't often see that as much, but I mean, it's a typical number 9. Yeah, it's just
but don't you think Lacazette could be captain?
Oh, I would make him captain all day long.
No one's mentioned that, but I tell you, he could.
You know what, PG? The thing with Lacazette is this. I think where the criticism comes in from Arsenal fans, a little like Liverpool and Bobby Firmino, right, is that he doesn't score as many goals. But the difference with Liverpool is you've got Mane and Salah who bang in the goals. The problem for us is you don't have that anchor, right? Whereas if we did, people would respect Lacazette's play so much more because he really is a team player. He's a baller. He's a believer. He never lacks in confidence, even when people try to kick him down. And I just loved what he did today. And very few players, him and Ødegaard for me were the ones that stood out. And he's, I can't remember what I gave Ødegaard. I think I gave him a 7. Lacazette might edge it for me because of the fact that he was able to get a goal. And I agree with you on the deflection. I think that was going in regardless.
Yeah,
and I think it's a little bit unfair. But my goodness, Kevin Says last week said, do we play better with Lacazette in the team as opposed to Aubameyang?
As a number 9. As
a number 9.
Yeah.
And I believe that we do. Yeah. But now the juxtaposition to that is making sure that we can get goals either side of him.
Yes.
And that's the toughest part.
Yeah.
Right. Well, do you want to do the subs or do you want to do Arteta? Where should we go first?
Let's go subs.
Let's do the subs.
Okay. So we've got Pepe Martinelli and who was the other one? ESR,
yeah. Let's go Pepe.
Okay, go on.
I'm gonna give Pepe a 7. Do you know why? Because with his wrong foot, he whipped that ball across for Lacazette to head it in. Just that alone, that was decisive. That was a decisive moment for us to get back into the game, because you know what? At 3-2, you're thinking to yourself, could they see it out? You know what I mean? They could see it out here, but no. Great crossing, and there was Lacazette to head it home, get the third goal, and then we're thinking to ourselves, we could win this. Come on, we could win this. You know, gives us a little bit of impetus. But no, I thought Pepe, even if that I think that was the only thing he really done, but that was a pretty decisive move. So I'll give him a 7 just to get that goal.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Pepe's deserved, and you know, I've been very critical of Pepe, and this season in the final act of the season, whenever he's been asked to play, he's done, I think, a really good job. You know, there's times where we're super frustrated with him, and people think when, you know, Arteta plays him and he doesn't start off well, he's had a couple of those games, he doesn't deserve, you know, an extra shot and stuff like that. But I'll tell you something, talk about a player who's put his head down, grafted, and done a lot on the training pitch to come out and try and prove himself. And I love to eat humble pie. And on Pepe, I feel like the longer this season goes on, the more of the slice of the Pepe humble pie I'm eating, because he has an effect when he comes on the pitch. And exactly like Kev said, for that reason alone and that cross for me, you know, he's not on long enough. I'll give him a 6. But my goodness, what an impact in that moment to help us get a point, you know? So, yeah.
Big contribution. Yeah.
He's definitely got something, but we just need more from him and more consistency. And I've rated Pepe. I've always wanted Pepe to do well. Always. There's just something about him. I love the way he turns and shoots. He's got something. Today, he did help us dramatically, but we could have won that game. But then again, they had a shot come off the bar as well. I also think that if we get a bit longer with Pepe under Arteta, he's slowly improving him and we're seeing it. And that's why you're quite liking him now, Soph, and you can see what he can give us. And for the goal, I'm giving him the assist. I'm giving him the 7. Absolutely. Emil Smith-Rowe. Soph, you go with that one.
Again, another player that you argue he's tired and stuff like that, but in this game, should he have started? You know, when I look back on this game and I see how West Ham was so vulnerable in the second half, you go 3-0 up and you concede 3 goals. You've got to say to yourself, with a Pepe on the pitch or an ESR or a Martinelli, you know, are we able to penetrate? And sometimes I think Arteta, a little bit like Wenger's, making his subs a little bit too late. And ESR is the type of play that could have broken it down. Again on the show, and I think it was on a Kev Says segment, and we've talked PG too, is can Ødegaard and ESR play together? And I think it's kind of been proven that maybe we are better when the two of them play together. I don't know. That's up for debate and argument. So for me, he didn't have enough time to make an impact on the show. I'm just reading this Best Arsenal channel. Thank you. So for me, he gets a 5.
Do you know, I'm going to give Smith-Rowe 6. And I'll tell you why I'm going to give him a 6. It didn't really happen for him at the top end of the pitch much, but he was still neat and tidy. But do you remember when Declan Rice made that break all the way through?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Who was the one player who tracked him all the way and made the last-ditch attempt? That probably put him off just a little bit to get it into Leno a little bit closer. So, you know, that was brilliant tracking back. Listen, he's Arsenal. He bleeds the Croydon De Bruyne. He's one of us, and he put the work in. He didn't have a long time on the pitch, but he put the work in. So fair enough. I'm going to give him a 6.
He's I agree with Sophie today. I was waiting for Arteta to make the subs about 5 or 10 minutes earlier, but you know, I'm not the manager and I don't know why he did that. But yeah, I was thinking about that track back from ESR. He just gives us something, doesn't
harsh,
he?
Sonny.
Sorry?
PG.
So I don't agree with that either. I don't agree
while you were talking. I put it up for you so you could address it while we were talking.
Oh, okay. I don't see him. Well, anyone that doesn't rate ESR, I will say this right now, and I'll get slaughtered for this, doesn't understand anything about football, because I think he's one of the best players at the club, and he's going to get better and better and better. We've just got to give him time. And you don't have much chance. And I did see point come up on my phone before where someone said to me, you're only giving Pepe because he's not consistent for 15 minutes. I'm not talking about that. I've been Pepe's greatest fan. I just want to address that. I don't mean today. I do agree he should be playing more, but I feel his consistency is getting better. Once he plays under Arteta more, we'll see the real Pepe, because I think he's got it. I just don't think we see much of it. Anyway, right, ESR, fantastic player. Yeah, he didn't do much up top today, but sometimes you don't need that. Sometimes you want someone to track back and stop bloody Rice running through our midfield. We need the whole team to fucking defend, I'm afraid. That's what there's no I in team. Anyway, I'd give him a 6. I don't think he did anything outstanding up top, but defensively, he did his job, and I think we can be proud of him. Martinelli. Kev?
Martinelli, I thought Martinelli came on, looked busy. Difficult to get into the game as such. So I could only really give him a 5 because he didn't really have much of the ball, etc. We couldn't get him the ball in dangerous positions. But he looked sharp. He looked pretty busy when he came on. So I'll give him a 5. He wasn't on long.
Okay. Soph?
I think I think with Martinelli, you can see that even when he's on for a short period of time, he offers to the team is huge, right? And I believe that he's going to come into play the longer we maybe go into the Europa League. The deeper we go into the Europa League, the more players become tired and fatigued, the less Aubameyang has an impact on the game. I think hopefully we'll see a little bit more of Martinelli, especially if he's going to be an integral part of the squad next season, as the rumours are suggesting. So 10 minutes isn't enough. But at the same time, in that 10 minutes, you see his quality. He's a very special player. And do you know what I like about him? He's playing like a caged animal. Like whenever he's allowed on the pitch, you can see his hunger. He's got those hungry eyes that Kev had in that picture we posted when he was 15 years old. To me, that's Martinelli. And I think that he deserves more of a chance. When you see us floundering in the league the way we are, why not give him a chance? If he's fit and he can play, which clearly he is, this is where, again, I criticize Arteta in play the informed players. It's like Gareth Southgate saying, I pick informed players, but then he picks Dyer and he picks Connor Cody instead of like Keane from Everton. You know what I mean? It's just a joke. So I think that Martinelli offers us something going into these last few games of the season for sure.
I think Martinelli should start now. I'm ready for him to come on. I think he is like the caged animal that's going to be let loose, but he didn't do much in those 15 minutes. He didn't have much chance. I feel sorry for him. I want him to start now. And I think Arteta can see that. I'll just give him a 6 because didn't really see much. That's not his fault, by the way. And I'm a massive Martinelli fan.
Do you have any quotes? Do you have any quotes?
Unfortunately, I don't have any quotes because Cole's busy. But I just feel...
Can we ask in the chat? In the chat, is there any quotes?
I think I've seen a couple of quotes. But what I'd like everyone to go and read is the Sky Sports interview with Arteta, who we're just about to come on to now. Before the game, I was on a podcast where someone mentioned this, and I read it just before the game. It was brilliant. You've got to go and read the article from Arteta about how fuming. Oh, my dad's on. Hello, Dad. Agree.
I already put comments.
Yeah, I didn't know he was still here.
He's among 668 in live chat right now. Thanks everyone for joining us in this post-game show. That brings out a lot of emotion, because if you accept what happened today, I respect that, but I don't.
All right, I really just let me finish on Arteta. So we haven't got any quotes, but unless anyone's got some quotes, my assistant is unable to type to me tonight. Right, Arteta, I'm going to go with you first, Soph.
I think that a lot of teams, when you see them having consistency, it's because they generally have an idea of who the squad is. And I know we're in a transition as a squad, but by this time of the season, you should be playing your best players if they're fit, right? I don't understand why Gabriel didn't start today. He's been immense. And I say he had a rest. He had COVID and he's been struggling, but he's gotten back to his best. Why do you bench players when they've had great games and they're in form? I just don't get it. We're going into an international break as well now. So for me, why did you do that? Number one. Number two, I understand Chambers starting because there was an aerial threat, but it didn't pose as much of an aerial threat as Burnley. Unfortunately, when we got caught, it was David Luiz and Mari who couldn't track Antonio. That wasn't Chambers' fault. He did have a decent game. But again, if you want to evolve as Arsenal Football Club, you're picking a player who's been there for years and hasn't really done much. Let's be honest. He's been sent on loan quite a bit. But then, you also have Saka, who needs a rest. And going into an international break where he's probably going to feature for England, unfortunately, at this point in the season, maybe you go with someone like Pepe. You play Aubameyang, who has done no honour to the shirt and been an absolute disgrace as a captain. Come at me with your pellets. I don't care. This is my opinion. You don't turn up late for a North London derby. I'm not going to go into it again. He hasn't been playing great. I wouldn't have played him. I would have given Martinelli a shot today against West Ham. So I do think that he made some fundamental mistakes in his starting lineup. And as you know, I have been very supportive of him in the last few weeks, giving him credit where it's due. But I'm going to criticize him where I think that he's misfired. And I think today a little bit on the team selection, he misfired. It was evident in the first half. This long ball we were playing to begin with. And then, Kev, correct me if I'm wrong, but at one point, he put Aubameyang on the right and Saka on. He interchanged them right and left.
I spoke about that.
Aubameyang was on the right from the start because of their fullback. So, obviously, Saka had a hamstring. So, he probably wanted Aubameyang to track him. So that's why Aubameyang was doing the tracking.
He had one very good tackle. Who did he stop? There was a brilliant track back that he did on that side.
Yeah, he tracked back on Jesse Lingard. He nicked it off Jesse Lingard.
Yeah.
But obviously, when you start shelling goals, you've got to start moving people back to their places where they feel more comfortable. And that's why they change back. So
okay, so what's your figure for him? What number are you giving Arteta?
I'll give him a 4 today. And I'll give him, I think for Arteta, it's definitely a game of two halves. Half-time, whatever he said did have an impact on the players. They came out fighting far greater. First half, he gets a 4. Second half, he gets a 5.5.
Okay. One sec, Kev. I want you to look at the comments they keep coming up with the comments of what Lacazette said. I feel that's really unfair. So Lacazette has said there's comments in the chat from people saying what Lacazette has come out and said. So if anyone can just do it, because she was talking, she hasn't got a chance to look at the comments. I can see them. I can't put them up, though.
We've already put that comment up at the beginning of the show. Where then how can you, the tactics.
If Arteta sets out a game plan and they don't sit to it, how can it be his fault?
How do I not know he's protecting the manager? I mean, it's
my
opinion.
Lacazette come out and say that? If he was... Anyway.
But it's Sophie's opinion. Yeah, it's allowed.
But there's facts, isn't there? If Lacazette comes out and says...
Yeah, but it's still Sophie's opinion. Remember, Sophie's already said her bit, and then obviously what Arteta says comes out. Fine. But Sophie's already said it.
It's not what Arteta said, it's what Lacazette is saying.
I'm saying what Sophie said. Sophie's already said her piece.
Right, fine. I'll go on to mine. I feel that when you set out our game plan and they don't follow it, how you can blame the manager is beyond me. You got to blame the players. Now, I blame the players, but then I praise the players for the second half because they must have looked at themselves and gone, what the hell are we doing? We were 3-1, weren't we? All I will say is, for me, Arteta wouldn't... To me, he gets a 7.5 today. I don't actually see what he's done wrong. The reason he's not getting more is because he let the subs, for me, should have come on earlier. He should have substituted earlier. He sets out a game plan. If they don't stick to it, then what else can you do? Sorry. If my boss tells me what to do and I don't do it, how can that be my boss's fault? So anyway, 7.5 for me. Kev?
Yeah, no, for me, I'm going to give Arteta 7. And the reason I'm giving him a 7 is... Remember, whatever the team do, the players cross the white line and do the business. First half, we were poor. Second half, especially, we stepped it up. And to even get a point out of 3-0, I think he's got to take some credit. The team have to take some credit for the second half revival. But we, like we said at the beginning, ladies, this team are going to be the death of us.
Yeah.
Because against and West Ham are up there. Against a more clinical team, we're out of sight, that we don't get back into the game. You know, so in our chats, Sophie mentioned we got lucky. We did get a little bit lucky, to be honest. And in the end, it was good play on a right wing cross by Pepe that pulled us out, and Lacazette header that equaled things up. So listen, I take it. I don't like it, but you know what? From 3-0 down, I'll take it.
Oh God, yeah. So what are you giving him, sorry?
I'll give him 7.
Right, okay, fine.
Can you guys explain this? Because it's what do you think he was actually trying to make them do in the first half?
Don't know. I'm not the manager. I wouldn't know.
But you're commenting on it, and you're
because Lacazette. I'm not saying I'm not saying they didn't stick to it. Lacazette is. Lacazette has come out and said we didn't stick to the game plan.
But what did you see? What did you see in the first half? That
I think he was trying to catch him on the break. That's what I think he was trying to do. I think West Ham. He knew West Ham were going to come for us, because they're in such great form at the moment. They're at home. They're buzzing. We're in a very, very, as I put on my Facebook, we're a yin and yang team. You cannot call it. I don't think anyone sitting there at halftime 3-1 thought we'd get 3-3 without them scoring again in the second half. Often football is a game of two halves. I know it's a cliche, but this was all us second half, apart them for a couple of minutes. I don't know his game plan, but if your striker's coming out and saying we didn't follow it, I don't really understand some of these comments when they're going, he didn't follow it, it's still Arteta's fault. Okay.
But I think most teams go out with a game plan from their manager. I mean, that's just it. It just sounds like, you know, him being a responsible captain and putting the onus on the players. Like the same thing Kev says a lot about crossing the white line and the players being responsible. Lacazette, unlike Aubameyang, took the responsibility for it. But regardless of whether or not he thinks I could have played better today if he'd have started ESR or Martinelli or whatever, he's being a leader. That is what is respectful. That is, I respect the comment. I may not agree with Arteta's tactical decisions and team choices, but what Lacazette said is pure leadership. He's putting the onus on the players, and he takes the pressure off the manager. And in that moment, that was great.
And I've never heard any of our players come out and say we didn't respect his game plan. That's the first time I've seen it. So I thought someone was saying it until I've seen time and time again he has. And yes, it would have been the one best night for Carl to be able to type all the comments to me, so we could have seen it all, because we don't actually know what the rest of what's said.
One of the things he did say, PG, Sophie, was he's worried about the first half. Mm-hmm. Because we lacked energy. We look like we did against, like Dominic, we look like we did against Olympiacos. Mm-hmm. In the first half. We look leggy. We looked, uncoordinated. We didn't look like a team. Arsenal switching off from a free kick outside of our box and people turning their back on the ball. It's a disrespect to schoolboys. It's schoolboy stuff, but it's even disrespectful to schoolboys, because even schoolboys are taught don't ever do that.
Yeah. I go back on what I say. Carl has just sent me all the quotes. Do you want me to read them out?
Yeah, read a few, yeah.
Okay, Arteta, I cannot accept the way my team played for certain periods in the first half and the goals were conceded. We have two faces. I'm not worried about the culture because we've come so far on that. I've seen so many positive things to be content with. What I'm saying, the energy, the belief and the togetherness. I'm worried with the levels we can show within a game. Arteta on Aubameyang going on international duty, we believe he's okay to go. Arteta and Ødegaard, he's been really influential. I think we were a little bit surprised because he looks shy and humble. When he steps out on that pitch, he's a real character. Arteta, that's what keeps me awake. It's happened too many times, too often at that level. You cannot do that because the margins are not so big. Arteta, in the second half, we played probably the best I've seen us play against tough conditions. It's a shame because looking at the chances, we should have scored 6 or 7. Back to Ødegaard. I love talented and creative players who are willing to make things happen. It's true that Martin has given us a different level in certain things we didn't have. We said that. On Chambers, he was really good. He's been training really well. He gives us something else, some height in the back line. He was really efficient in the final third as well. He had a great performance. I don't know if it's a hangover from Europe, tired, you lose your focus. I don't know what it is. It wasn't only one or two players who were switched off. We need to correct that dramatically. I have no doubt, because we talked about it, the energy and cohesion that the players have. We got really close to winning, but the first half really worries me. He's crediting Chambers for coming back from a big injury. He's worked a lot, and then it's Lacazette. My feeling is mixed. This is Lacazette. My feeling is mixed between being proud of the team for comeback. We didn't respect the game plan from the coach in the first half. There we go. I think he can see everything that we're all saying. There's nothing there you can argue with, surely. Everything he's saying, he's worried, he's two faces. It's yin and yang, this club. I didn't, at 3-1, there's no way I sat here and thought we were going to win. I predicted we'd win 3-2. I thought we were just going to come out, but then really thinking we aren't brilliant after we played.
Do you know what surprises me? Do you know what surprises me is that when the free kick happened, I actually expect a lot of Tierney, and I thought he would be the one that would just try and go over the ball so they don't take it quickly. And if you just go back and look at that moment, that tells you everything about Arsenal's season. Disengaged at times, mentally impotent during very important moments in the game, cannot have that mental strength for 90 minutes. And Leno, yes, the save wasn't great, PG, but he was put under. It happened so quickly, he wasn't expecting it. He was getting ready to line up. And it happened so quickly. The fact that nobody stood over that ball. Now, you could argue that's not the manager's fault. But that also shows you our mental kind of thinking. Why aren't we doing that? Why aren't we doing that? Why isn't anyone going to stand over the ball before they can make it quickly? Everyone's just expecting, they're going to whip it in the box. So those are the small, fine, dotting the I's and crossing the T's that have cost us so much over the season. It was pathetic.
Sophie, Leno should stop that goal.
Absolutely.
He should stop it. He's a
very good position?
I'm not saying they didn't put him in that position. What I'm saying is Leno should stop that goal. That's all.
He banged the pitch in such annoyance because he knew.
Of course.
But the thing is,
the fact that he was even put in that position to have to make that
save. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He's the goalkeeper. He's got to save it.
It does matter. Of course it matters that we switch off. Of course it matters.
Yes, it does. But he's still our last man.
He should stop that. It went in.
Of course.
But he should never be put in that position. I get you, Sophie.
But he's put our players in positions the last couple of matches, and all of a sudden now he shouldn't be put in that position. Look, I'm not here to. I like Leno, and I'm pleased he stayed with us, but he does often make. Look, I've not seen him make a mistake like that. To be fair, I've not. And mistakes happen, and I'll tell you something. I'll tell you.
Season, though, isn't it?
But I'll tell you something, though. Those players, Soph, won't make that mistake again. You've got to learn. As long as they learn from that, I'll live with it.
Season.
No. I've never seen Arsenal switch off and all of a sudden someone scores from a free kick like that. That is disgusting behaviour. That is not professional footballers to just start round with a referee and West Ham have gone and scored. I'm sorry, that is disgusting. But what I want to say as well is where people keep going at me on Twitter, I don't really understand what you think. Am I happy with the way Arsenal are at the moment? Absolutely not. But what we have, I'm happy with what Arteta's trying to do. There is a difference there. No one is happy being 10th. No one is happy not being in the Champions League. And no one is not happy being out of the FA Cup. But my point is this, we are where we are. So do we keep moaning about it or do we just live with what we have and we have to progress with that? We have to wait for the summer transfer window. We have to wait to get back to some normality in this country so we can all get our fans back to the stadiums. God knows what that's going to be like.
But they're lucky there's been no fans this season, our team.
I don't agree. I really don't agree. I'm normally at West Ham away. If we would have gone 3-1, 3-2.
I said our stadium.
Our stadium. No, I don't know. Listen, you can say that about every team, but I just feel where we are at the moment, we're doing okay. Is that good enough? No, Absolutely not. But we don't have any choice. We've got owners that don't care. We've got a manager that does care. That's how I see it.
Well, look, this is Arsenal season. Inconsistently inconsistent. And unfortunately, this has been our Achilles heel. We did finish chances today. In previous games, finishing chances has not been has been our Achilles heel too. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's night. And when we wake up tomorrow, we'll still be in a terrible league position. It's been an annus horribilis in the Premier League from Arsenal. And West Ham, a team that, you know, we do well in. We've done the double over them 11 times more than any other team in the Premier League. They've only won 3 of 24 of their last. The last time they beat us was in 2019. This was the first time they had played us, I think, since 2014 when they were above us in the league. So this is a team that on paper you look at and you say, well, do we have a more talented side? But maybe they're just better organized than us. 6-1, half a dozen of the other. And you guys can agree or disagree with that. But it's just not been great. And today was just indicative of the fact that, you know, first half Arsenal, second half Arsenal. We used to laugh at Unai Emery for that a lot when he was manager. So it's just not good enough. And
but pre-Christmas, so if we would have lost that. Post-Christmas, we didn't.
We say that all the time about things. But, you know, but it's whatever we would have conceded 4. Now we're conceding 1. I mean, the fact is that, again, we showed a comeback in us. That, to me, is the one positive thing from this game, other than Ødegaard and Lacazette, of course. But the fact that we were able to yet again come back from a deficit to just get something, that is the
fantastic.
One shining light. It's not fantastic, PG.
No, Sophie,
it's not.
Sophie,
we haven't lost.
Can I just say this? I think it's really important. We were 3-0 down. It's not we were 1-0 down or 2-0 down. We were 3-0 down. And the team showed bollocks to come back. It is not great. We have been inconsistently consistent or consistently inconsistent. But you're right when you say they have showed they care. And do you remember at halftime I said we're going to find out about this team now? We're going to find out. Really going to find out about this team. And the way they played second half and the way they come back, not saying it's the be-all and end-all, but they've got to take a little bit of credit from that they could come back against a team who are flying.
At their own ground. Are they 4th or 5th? I mean...
Yeah, 4th or 5th at the moment.
You know, my dad's still on here. Hello, Dad. He said he's right. Merce said, we don't know what we're going to get. We don't ever know what we're going to get. And it's bizarre because normally you can call it slightly. We can't anymore. We just can't. But, you know, what gives me a little bit of hope is the first half against Wolves, the second half today. We have moments now where we're getting better and better. But no, I'm not settling for it. I can see the comments saying I'm settling for it. How's much of my standards fallen? Well, I don't know how much more I can say this.
PG. Keep up. It's been quite an onslaught.
But I don't understand what you don't understand. I'm sorry. I'm getting a bit frustrated with this. Am I happy being 10th? No.
Welcome to the club.
No, I'm not happy being 10th. But I'm happy that we have managed from 3-0 down at a team that are playing brilliant in their own grounds. At 3-3, let's just give them a little bit of credit. You know, let's stop knocking them. Let's just start supporting them. And that's why I can't wait to get back to the Emirates. That's it. That's how I feel.
Don't mistake knocking for criticism. Like this is where we go wrong as Arsenal fans. This is truly this is why it got off to a completely wrong start. Because people mistake criticizing game by game versus knocking the team or being against Arteta and wanting Arteta out. That we can't, a little bit like politics, you can't, if someone disagrees with you, they're wrong or they're X, Y, and Z. It's like the Arsenal community right now. If you disagree, it's like you're anti-Arsenal, or you're anti-Arteta, or you want Arteta fired, or you hate, or you're a hater. No, it's not the case. We love our team. You know, we adore our team more than anything in the world. And to go 3-0 down against the West Ham is like, you know, unacceptable. But with what Kevin said and the token of what these guys are saying is we did find a way to come back, you know, and that is the silver lining here, is the fact that we were able to find a way to come back, albeit a bit lucky with the own goal. And let's not forget, Antonio hit the post. He could have killed the game off and didn't. So, you know, people say it's emotional. Yes, it's football. It's emotional. We scream and shout when we're in the stadium. We sing songs. We cry. We laugh. We hug. We rant. We rave. That's what football's all about. So, you know, it's okay to be on the other side of what someone is saying as long as you're respectful.
Absolutely. And you can't... No one can say you're wrong or right. PG tips. No one says you're wrong or right. Only facts are wrong or right. Opinions can never be wrong or right. You're entitled to it and everything. I'm just trying to say that I'm trying to get across, because people keep saying that I've settled for it. What else do you want me to do? Do you know what? I'm just being realistic. And I would say something else as well. Completely, constantly knocking people doesn't do it any good. Sometimes praise is good. That's all I'm saying. You've got every right to say what you want about your football team. I'm not here to say you're not. But sometimes look at the positive. To me, Sophie and I are very, as someone put it up there, we're very yin-yang today. I'm over the moon that we've fought back from 3-0 down to win it, to draw, sorry. She's pissed off that we were 3-0 down to begin with, and what's the state of the team. So, and that's her opinion, and mine is there. See, I'm not a downer.
And then Tetchy, I mean, you guys are hilarious today, by the way. I love how you're the shrinks trying to read the room here and stuff like that. Being a football fan, you guys, we all know. I used to work for PG Tips. That's hilarious. We're like family in this room as well. We'll argue and we'll just pick it up as we're like, we'll argue, have a massive argument, and then we'll be like, what do you want for dinner? That's how we are, right? And this is what being an Arsenal fan's all about. Doesn't mean that if you wear your heart on your sleeve, you're X or Y, or that PG's being... I mean, to be honest, to defend PG, to call her a downer today is a little wacky.
I know, because I'm not. I'm really happy.
I don't understand where you got that from, but
I know.
That is, again, that's your opinion. But I think that's far removed from her attitude today and stuff like that. As calling me angry, I'm passionate. At the beginning, I was very passionate, and I just don't accept this stuff. I just don't. Because Kevin, you're the athlete in the room. When you start accepting mediocrity, you believe it seeps in. You know, you have to aim higher, Kev.
Well, listen, Sophie, you're 100% right. The football club isn't built on mediocrity. The football club has a esteemed and incredible history of winners and winning trophies, and we have not hit the levels that we need to. You are absolutely right. Of course, nobody will ever argue about that one, because you are bang on about that, love.
Yeah. And also, someone asked me earlier, and I'm sorry, there's 600 plus in chat. Thanks to everyone. Hit that like button. I don't know how many likes we have, and Kev is always very Maybe you haven't seen some of our shows.
You haven't seen some of our shows. Let me tell you, me losing it, me losing it, mate. Trust me.
We all have different moments.
Different moments.
Can I just read what David Moyes has said?
Go on.
Yeah.
He's talking about Arsenal. He said if they had even considered making a change at Arsenal, it would have been ludicrous. I think it would have been an incredibly stupid thing to do on someone who's already come in and won a couple of trophies. He said you should see the dressing room in there. They're devastated because they haven't taken all 3 points. I bet we feel like in our dressing room we would have done that. We took the 3 points. But anyway, I like David Moyes. He's doing very well at West Ham.
But PG, do you know, he's come out and he said that about his team. Do you remember we've spoke about when Arsenal come to town, these teams see a weak Arsenal as I could tell my grandkids. I'm telling you, we beat Arsenal. We beat the Arsenal. Watch the video. I'm telling you, that's what happens, because it doesn't happen often. But, you know, when they're 3-0 up, you could see them swagger. The swagger was there. As soon as Lacazette's goal went in, the element of doubt creeps into the mind. And luckily, we pegged them back. I tell you, beautiful.
Well, look, we love and respect all of you guys too, and thanks for joining us, no matter where in the world you are. One of the great things about our show is that you can talk about anything you want, and everybody's welcome. And our chat was on fire today. Also, some shrinks out there, which we love. Always blows our mind sometimes. Post game. We always say, should we wait an hour before we go on after a post game?
We say no. We say no. Let's get it raw.
But I have to say that the youngest one in the house was as stroppy as fuck today. But at least she's got through it and she's perfectly fine now. Yeah.
Should we? Who was stroppy when they came on the fan forum on Friday? And did we say anything? No.
That was unfair. That was off there, not on air.
I think it's spilled a little bit.
Listen, the great thing about what the people in chat could do, you will agree with Sophie, some will agree with PG, some might agree with me, but you know what? You're going to get the truth from us all with what we see.
It's how we feel.
And how we see it. So it's brilliant.
And you get it raw and uncut. There's nothing hidden here. Right. What is
I agree.
Look, my boyfriend, I'll go to the beach.
I wish I could, Dad.
I love it. God. High standards, Newman. Well done. We haven't even put a Newman comment up today, or have we? Look, someone said
I didn't see Newman.
Someone actually sent me an email and said, listen, all I tried to do in chat is keep up with Newman. Someone sent that to the Highbury Squad email the other day. They're like, all I try to do is keep up with Newman. Hilarious. Let's see. PG on point today. Yes, we agree with you too, Super Kev.
There's all different, love. Isn't it? All the time.
There's a lot of love for everybody. Fiery Philly, get you. Maybe the team should drink PG tips. Today, get a beer down you. I think
if I was in the changing room at half time, I would have gone mental. Oh my life, I would have gone mental. Each and every one of them, except
but you know something. You know. Here's the crazy thing. Apparently, the managers don't lose it anywhere near how they used to anymore.
I've heard this
because the players go into a shell. I'm like, what? Yeah, they go into a shell. They go into a shell and you can't get them going. I was like, what? Listen, they could never survive back then. They'd never survive back then.
I love
Boots and cups of tea and everything would be going by your head.
Who's the ratings from the chairman in chat?
Actually, everyone should rate us. Rate us. That'd be quite funny. I'll probably get like a 4.
One. I'll get a 0, but that's
I'll get a 4 because I'm.
You got a 9 there, Soph.
From Newman. That's from Newman, though, guys.
Hey, no, but listen, you've put him away. You've blocked him at times, and he still gives you a 9. He's a proper squaddy.
He is. But
you know what? PG would have thrown the teacups with the tea in it, still piping hot. In it.
Yes.
In it. I wouldn't even let them sit down, honestly. They were disgraceful first half, but I'm happy.
I love it. 10 across the board, 10 for all of us. Nice. I love it. Perfect.
Thank you all.
So here's the scoop. We're going to be back this week for more live shows. I believe Kev's working tomorrow. He has a Real Madrid game to cover, or is it Barcelona tomorrow?
No, today. I'm doing it in a bit.
Oh, today. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Tonight.
So are you back?
I'm of course.
All right. So you're around for Monday Madness.
It's me and you, chick. I'm telling you, it's me and you.
This is where we go into the interdull, everybody. Oh God.
We could have some fun in this one.
We can. New auction tomorrow, by the way, you guys. Don't forget, you can be Jags. I mean, I don't know where he's putting all this shit. He must have a pretty big house, but he's walked away with Wenger. He's got a Pep Guardiola one from another auction, and he won the Patrick Vieira signed shirt as well, which is quite amazing. So look out tomorrow for our new announcement on who the Football Prizes auction is going to be on, and we'll let you know. What?
We don't play till Easter Sunday, and then it's Liverpool at the Emirates, I think.
That's right.
2 weeks. We've got no football, have we? Oh, the Inter derby is so boring. Let's do
quiz. We don't like quizzes.
Yeah,
no. You get that in all the others.
Tai, why don't you just come on the show for once? Let's just end it there. You come on the show on the Friday Fan Forum and we'll call it quits. We're getting 10s now.
I might actually be on this week.
10s? You know why they get? Because they don't want us to go.
I know.
And they're all 20 minutes of listening to us.
And 10 for the squaddies. Absolutely, Mr.
Lovely,
Waffles. Well done. James, you get timed out. Where have you been, mate? I mean, come on. You're showing up just now. This is ridiculous. Might be time to get you back on the show. Right, everyone. That's it.
Yeah.
Kev's got to go work. Amanda's got to go get ready for work tomorrow. I've got the rest of the day ahead of me, which means more college hoops. Yes, the Colorado Buffaloes win. March Madness. You got to get involved in this tournament. It's unbelievable. It's brilliant. Check it out online. And that is that. Until tomorrow, where we return for Monday Madness, what say you, PG? What say you, Super Kev?
I say the same thing. Always Arsenal.